I mean, I can make an argument, but you could say that Devil Bosses is the better alternative because you don't need to beat a kid into this mix. But still, you need to have some permission. I mean, there's a lot of clickbait on YouTube for this instance, and it's not that much of a better maneuver being added.
Come here. Come here.
I mean, there will be some chances that I might give it a chance, but really, in our case, you have to get a adult. Now, there are also independent arcades that has the other to the US. But either way, I mean, I've been to the arcades the first time, and I've been to. And I will admit, I've been to Chuck E. Cheese's. It was a family reunion, and I think that saying this is too mediocre. It's not edgy enough. It's not edgy enough to become the high assiness. I'm too cool to talk about mediocrity and brand topics on this channel.
Toma.
I think you want to hear something edgy and something cool, not something childish and mediocre and average. He wants something different and alternative. That's understandable, but going to the arcades in the day and age is not so simple. I mean, I could go to the arcades, but both great we deal with friends, but by yourself is only try to get the highest score possible to get tickets to get the prize. I mean, the game could be somewhat simplistic.
Toma.
I mean, the more you... I mean, this is one of those bosses where you have to become close. I could try the bottom mash and try to defeat this game as much as possible. But the hit detection is kind of bad. Patience. So kicking is actually a better maneuver being added to it. I figured that might happen soon enough. I don't know about the entirety of the context. I mean, you could get some pretty cheap games from mid 2015. I mean, you have to be fast-paced if you want to survive the most. I wouldn't know. The only thing I can say so far is that it's a beat 'em up that you usually play on dispense, and you usually just have the fun of it. I don't usually remember the time when I usually care about trying to be perfect in beat 'em ups. I mean, how does this boss take damage is beyond me.
original.
So I would die more often as I should, which should be necessary, but I have a lot of games to have to play. This is only part 2. This is only part 2 of the same game because my internet connection want to become a huge difficult situation. But I don't know how long this game would take to finish. I mean, I seem to be stuck with this boss that does really want to die. I mean, I'm not sure if the specials really do any damage. You can tell I'm taking a huge. I'm getting my ass handed for this point. It's not as if I actually have patience. It's just that the pace they don't. You don't need to get a lot of time to maneuver. And I don't used to care about using lives. I mean, I'm playing on easy mode. I'm in this far to get to the end game possible. And it doesn't really matter. I mean, I was trying to make it a time to beat the time mode. That's all it counts. It's kind of repetitive to say the least, but the game is just average. I mean, I could say there's other beat 'em ups that are well high quality compared to this, but really you have to for your personal preference. So we got 10 again, and I pretty much enjoyed this counter model. I might play the online functionality. So stage 6 is the final stage for this mode, I'm assuming, but I'm not even sure how long does it take. Again, I was hoping this would be the end game. Yeah, let's talk about Disney. You know, I'm assuming there's a lot of maneuvers being added to it. I never become a huge DC fanboy myself. I mean, I did watch Beauty and the Beast and Snow White as a kid, and that was on VHS. Way before I got used to the DVD format of the time. And I still buy DVDs. I still keep some collectibles over on. I don't usually enjoy the whole streaming services compared to Netflix because Netflix took away all the good IPs and titles from their platform, and you might as well get the DVD version instead. I mean, the creation machines is doing the same thing, and you might as well watch DVDs in format, so you don't need to take care of it. But with Disney, it has a special relationship I have. I watched The Lion King on VHS, was A Box Life on VHS, was Julio on VHS. Really back in 2007, during the start of 2007, I remember watching some of the most childhood movies from VHS. And it was always from VHS, including some anime from Studio Ghibli. That was way back in my time, and nowadays I usually just watch DVDs. I never. Don't give me one. I watch Netflix to watch my movies, but it's not really the same when you have some titles that be taken away from the corporations. It's not really the same. I mean, I think that we can't always rely on YouTube that much. We can't always rely on Netflix to be of. Sometimes we have to buy the DVDs as much as possible. That was always fun. I mean, if you have a DVD and you buy different sleepovers, it was a huge fun and the pain in the ass. I mean, I used to do sleepovers at my cousin's house too many times, but we just stopped. There used to be a scene back at us house, but not anymore. That was back in 2007 when I was in, I don't know, when times were simple and we played a lot of PS2, PS3 games way in the past. But nowadays, it's just pretty much average. Nobody really people's anyone's house with the addition of Skype and job chat and, you know, webcam features. It's not quite assisted. I mean, I guess you even suburbs and you know people want you. That might be a different story, but not anymore. I'm going to make the assumption that it might be because people don't usually care about it, but man, that was 2007. It was the day where Cartoon Network was usually kick ass. Now it's completely shite. With Teen Titans. Dude, speaking of Cartoon Network, let me tell you, I went to the movies to watch I Cried Praise, which is a whole movie of the same name. And there was a promotional material. There was a promotional cutout of Teen Titans Go to the movies. I'm not even kidding. They actually make a movie of the show that we all hate. There was a huge patronizing of Teen Titans, and it was actually called Teen Titans Go to the movies. Yeah, Teen Titans Go to the movies. And it's not even a great IP. It was just the main cast of the original source material sitting of a screen. Which I can tell you, people are going to give this movie a bad review. Teen Titans Go to the movies is gonna be the worst movie that Cartoon Network ever done. I mean, the Ed Eddie movie was still better because it was the series finale, and that was way better at the time. And now we have Adventure Time being ended. And I wasn't aware that Adventure Time was over, but Teen Titans Go? Are you shitting me? I mean, I watched some episodes of Teen Titans as the original format from 2004. Not the 2017 rehash. The fact that we're gonna get a movie in 2018 makes it a huge crime. And I mean, I never really watched Cartoon Network anymore. I don't own cable because cable these days is becoming more half-assed. There's nothing really good to watch except things you can find on Netflix. But even that would still be the house show. I mean, nowadays you can watch any movie from Fidos and not care. I mean, you could buy paid tickets.
É nóis! Morri de novo. É nóis! Come Jack!
Oh, don't tell me I had to refight the bosses again. I'm assuming that they know damn well people will watch this because kids are easy to entertain, but they're not stupid, and most kids will actually notice it. But I usually think that nobody really care about quality. There's quantity versus quality, and most people don't really care about it. I mean, watch. Once that movie comes out, it's gotta be half-assed. I mean, it was saying with My the Pony the movie, even though the current generation wasn't that much well inputted, you could tell that the movie was not that much great. I can guarantee you, by the time they make Teen Titans Go, And Teen Titans Go to the movies will not be released. The movie will not be released until July 27, 2008. I thought we were getting good with 2018 and the releases, but I think not. We get City Wars content made by it, and I don't even know why. I feel bad for cable subscribers who still subscribe to cable. I mean, I guess most people who still have cable only have cable for the Super Bowl. Most of the time, people only have cable that's to watch the Super Bowl live. It was either game night, maybe WWE if you have all the cable subscription, but either way, most people I know got rid of the cable subscription and not really care. I mean, if you really want to keep cable, that's fine, but you have to pay for it.
Yeah.
With some services, you might as well keep it new.
Toma. Toma. É nóis. Come yeah. É nóis.
I'm going to assume that when the movie comes out at July 27, you could Google search Teen Titans Go to the movies, and when that movie comes out on Fidos, man, there's gonna be a lot of people pissed that they gonna cash cow, because this is a Cartoon Network's cash in of the series, and I wouldn't be surprised. Try as you might, but really, I don't really watch cable that much.
Toma. Toma. Toma.
They don't. I mean, most of the NPCs don't really give you that much time to even maneuver.
Toma.
The only way you can actually beat the bosses is if you use. I'm going to die more often.
Morri de novo.
I'm surprised that Master made this fall. I mean, it's so difficult to even. This is on easy mode, mind you.
Morri de
I
novo.
wanted to give this game a chance, but it doesn't really allow me to.
Toma. Toma.
Is there any exploits you can actually defeat one of these bosses? Is there anything doing wrong with this type of title?
Morri de novo.
I don't know. I mean, this game is just average. The detection is kind of bad, and I guess that you need to beat the boss before time runs out. Otherwise, you have to start from the beginning. And I don't know how long this will take, but sheesh. I mean, I want to give this game a chance, but it's not really allowing me. I don't want to die in this fourth spot, but I want to have patience, but we have a time limit ahead of us. And really, I make two parts of the same video of the same game because this game is usually just unfair to the point. I mean, I'm playing this on easy mode, and the combos are actually not that much maneuverable. In fact, the combos really hardly matter because the body combinations really even matter. I mean, I managed to make this far without the use of couple maneuvers, and I managed to make this far.
É nóis! Come yeah! Come yeah!
I mean, you can tell that NPCs are kind of annoying to the point. I mean, I've seen some perfect beat 'em ups where you usually survive. A bottom match doesn't really work because you. If I die, I might have no choice but to end this video.
Come yeah!
I mean, I wanted to continue playing this game to the end and see what was the end final boss, but it's not really possible when the enemies are becoming more of a nuisance and the fact you have the time limit of your hands.
Toma!
I always try to give this game a chance, but I don't usually want to play multiple playthroughs of the same game.
Morri de novo.
Plus, the only way you could get more lives is so you get the shop, which is not simple, but the thing is that you can only get more lives from the shop once you beat a stage, and once you clear a stage, and that's it. It's not really possible, but most of the time the enemies are kind of annoying.
Morri de novo.
I want to give this game a chance, but really it's not so difficult when you have a game that's not really pretty functional. It's pretty executed to say the least, but to make a part 2 of this is just beyond me. A part 3 is just a better excuse for me to actually try to play more free time as much as possible.
Morri de novo.
And I got myself a first game over. And when you die, you have to start all the way from the beginning. So, I guess you actually spend most of your upgrades on lives. You couldn't even get this far. I wouldn't know about the entirety of the context, but that's pretty much it. I got a game over, and there's no way you could actually continue playing this. Surprisingly, there seems to be 236 players on this game. So, but anything else, that's about it. I need to beat the game, but it doesn't really matter. So that's 99Vidas. Other than that, it's one of those games where it doesn't really matter to the point. It's one of those games where it has a step, but it has a better execution that on some parts. But the rest is just so bad. The hit detection is so bad. The controls are kind of and not really free warm and not flexible. The NPCs will usually spam their attacks and you'll kill so easily. The fact you have to start all the way again when you die does make it mostly repetitive. But there's nothing else to say about it. This game is just a co-op game with people still playing online. Assuming you actually have some patience, you might. But other than that, this is one of those games where you can't have all the chances you ever have. This was actually from a Kickstarter game, and I can see why this was actually maneuvered. If you kickstart this game from the fall, here's your yacht. Other than that, this is pretty much it. This is pretty much 99Vidas, the game. You can get this game, play it all you want, do what you show. What you want is beyond me. But if you want to have a cash co-op experiences, want to have a better maneuver, it's your choice. There's still people playing this online. Some are private, some are public. Whatever your case may be, go for it. This is the High Essence here, signing off with another Not Streets of Ways of Fatal Fury 2. And I hope you guys have a better day for tomorrow. For this year, I might make another VR tower once I get to another high level, and possibly after that, I will probably provide more content. But until then, rat-a-tat-tat, sign off, and peace out, and sayonara, if you can. Well, I'm assuming you could, but that's not the point.